Peace and harmony, family. Peace and harmony, peace and harmony. Peace and harmony, family. Peace and harmony. Oh, peace and harmony, peace and harmony. I'm going to give a little motivation tonight because I was going to make a video or whatnot. But I want to give a little motivation because you really just never know where life is going to take you. Like, you could really be thinking that you could really be thinking that you just going through the most toughest times, and really you're it can feel like you're going through a breakdown, but you actually going through your breakthrough. In order for you to ascend, you have to descend. And that means it can look like you being taken from one place that you really wanted to be at, the place that you really dreamed of, and it can also look like you going back to the very beginning of your path. And that can sometimes be really hard when you don't have the mindset of being open-minded and don't have the mindset of growing. And I wanted to do some motivation because I know I talk and preach all the time about cleaning and healing your body and all of that stuff, but it's sometimes like you just never know where life is gonna take you. Like you really just don't know where life is gonna take you. And we be out here planning like in the next 2 years I'm gonna be like this, in the next 3 years I'm gonna be like this, in the next 5-10 years I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have that. But like you can plan as much as you want to, but life still gonna direct you the way that you need to go. And when you don't do that work to really be self-aware and really do the inner work, you're gonna always feel like you're going through the same cycles each and every time. You gotta learn to sit still and really reflect on yourself and where you are in your journey. You have to ask yourself, where are you in your journey? Like really, because when you start asking yourself these questions, like where are you, who you got around you, what's the vibe, like where we going, are we growing, are we dying, you know what I'm saying, are we failing, are we falling? And when you really ask yourself those questions, you can see where you are in your journey. It has been so many times that I literally hit rock bottom damn near. These past 3 years has been the hardest times of my life, but it has also been the greatest times of my life because I was able to really find myself. Hi, much gratitude, love, peace and harmony, family. I was literally, I literally left my hometown because it was just so much going on around the time that I left that I was literally running from the pain that I was trying to avoid. So I literally moved. I literally had like, I maybe had like $50 to my name, and I filled up my tank and I left and I went to Atlanta, and I had my daughter with me, and we left and moved with my sister. And I could not grow. I just could not grow in my hometown. Like I just could not grow. Like I couldn't, the person that I am today, I could not do that shit in my hometown. And now that I have experienced life in a whole nother city, in a whole nother realm of people, just different, it's just real diverse, like, and I'm just meeting so many people, I'm growing every day, and I've been hell. Y'all, it was sometimes I didn't even know when the fuck I was gonna like. I just didn't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't be knowing shit, and so it's like now that I'm at a place where I found myself, and I am so much more mature. I am just so grateful. I am appreciative. I am, I found like just myself through all the turmoil and the chaos. People be afraid to go through the chaos. Like they stop at the chaos and then don't know what to do. Like they stop at the chaos, they freeze, they lose their mind, they go and overindulge in everything, then they literally go do the same cycle over and over and over again, and now they stuck. And one of the things that I really really learned is it's okay to feel that chaos and to go through the things that you're going to go through, but also learn to move through it. Not just stop there because it's uncomfortable or you don't know what to do. Like, it's been hella times. When I tell you it's been hella times, it's been hella times I ain't know what to do. Like, I was literally, like, I would be driving. I done did this shit so many times. People in Atlanta, when they see me, they probably thought I was motherfucking crazy. Like, they would like, I would literally be driving in my car and just start like screaming, boohoo, crying. I'd be in the parking lot of Target just crying. I'd be like, I would just be like, like, I'd be breaking down in front of my daughter. Like, I'd just be breaking down in front of people I've never ever met in my motherfucking life. Like, like I never met them, and now all they do is come and hug in front of people I've never ever met in my motherfucking life. Like, like I never met them, and now all they do is come and hug in front of people I've never ever met in my motherfucking life. Like, like I never met them, and now all they do is come and hug you and they show you love. It just, I've gotten so much out of this experience so far. Like these past 3 years, and just really growing and developing myself, developing all of my characteristics and my qualities that make me a woman. And it's like, I am so grateful for my breakdowns because I was able to have a breakthrough. And I tell people all the time, like, your biggest breakdown is literally your biggest breakthrough. This is the part of you that you need to feel everything. Like, feel what you feel, learn from it, and really just reflect. If it's something in the past, let it be in the past. You know what I'm saying? Don't try and run from anything. Don't try and run because you don't know what to do. Like literally learn to face your fears, learn to face yourself, because is we get stuck in this fear of like not like unknowing, you know what I'm saying? It's because it's really like when you get over the fear of the unknown, because a lot of times we don't know what's on the other side of us just walking through that darkness. We don't know what's next, and so that because we don't know what's next, we tend to know what's on the other side of us just walking through that darkness. We don't know what's next, and so that because we don't know what's next, we tend to get scared, we tend to be fearful, we tend to create all types of things in our mind that stops us from really thriving and being our better self. And it's just been it's been so many times where I have literally broken down and literally have torn myself to pieces. Like, I done been have literally broken down and literally have torn myself to pieces. Like, I done been no to pieces. Like, I done been no. All right, can y'all? It's okay. I was say, can y'all hear me? Because it was saying my connection, unprocessed trauma will find a way to surface. Listen, what you say? Yes, all that, all that, all that. Like, it, yeah, it's just, it's crazy stuff that just be happening. And you got to really be grateful for everything that you go through. People think like, and I thought, and another thing that I really appreciate about my journey too in these past 3 years, I thought that I was just going through some shit, right? I thought that I was just, you know, life was just out to get me. But then you hear other people's stories and other people's problems, and it's like, oh, okay, I need to be a lot more grateful than, you know, what I have been. It really teaches you a lot about yourself when you can really listen to other people's stories and really get to know other people and their background and like what they got going on, because it's people really take life for granted. They take people for granted. You know, they take the small things for granted. And that's why a lot of people be stuck in the situation that they stuck in, because they don't know how to appreciate and show gratitude for just the small things. People don't even show gratitude every time they wake up in the morning. People don't even show gratitude for breathing, for being able to see, hear, speak, taste, move freely on your own. People don't show gratitude for the small things, but you rather show gratitude the to your biggest results, but you don't show gratitude for the process. People be skipping steps. You can't skip steps when it's time to grow. When you're trying to mature, you can't skip those steps. When you skip steps, you're going to repeat the cycle over and over and over and over and over again. And this is coming from somebody who done repeated the cycle over and over and over and over again. Like you really have to you really have to understand where you are in your journey is what's really important. And is it's weird. People are just really weird. But you know, take pride and honor in that. I kid you not, y'all. I'm finna have a vulnerable ass moment with y'all. I really realized I was on a magical mushroom trip. I realized the other day. I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm a real woman. Like, I'm a woman." And like, I know that sounds weird because people really be like, because it's women out here that don't even know their essence or their characteristics or their feminine qualities as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even just on no relationship type of thing, but just you as an individual. Like, you're a woman, and it's so many things that we could be building within ourselves to make us so great and so whole as a woman, to make us liberated. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even on no relationship shit, but you as an individual to be the best version of yourself. We are so caught up on this weird infatuation of being this this independent, modern, I can do it all by myself type of woman. And it's like, I realized the other day, I'm a woman. I'm a dependent woman. Like, don't claim me in that independent title. I don't want that. Like, I'm not compromising that. I'm dependable. Like like I don't, and me, but me, what I'm saying is, with me realizing that, I'm moving differently. You know what I'm saying? Me realizing that, okay, I'm a real woman, so I don't have to be so angry. I don't have to yell and scream and be so loud to get my point across when I'm communicating with somebody. I really started paying attention to the women on my dad's side of the family, because they're totally different from the women on my mom's side of the family. You know, my mom's side of the family, they push that whole independent, I'm strong, rah, type of shit. But on my dad, it's real soft, subtle, and you know, it's that femininity is really exuded on that side. You know, so I started really paying attention to that, and I'm like, damn, I'm that woman. Like, I'm a woman, and really seeing how they get their way when they act a certain way, you know, like being soft, being nurturing, you know what I'm saying? Really take, like, my nana is probably the most feminine woman I've ever met, ever seen in my life. And she don't compare to nobody. Like, this lady be like, she got all the remedies for any and everything. Okay. She know what to do. Like, my daughter had a whole episode at her school she was going to, and the teacher ended up calling me. And my first initial thought was to tear that ass up. You know what I'm saying? Tell her stop. But but I had to call her because it's like I don't whoop my child. So what, like, well, I don't whoop her no more. So I'm like, what do I need to do, because it's been so long and I don't agree with whooping a child to get them to respect you, or to get them to do whatever it is that you want to do. If you think that's parenting, to me that's not parenting. To me, you being a bully, because children are once, for me, and my knowledge of children and knowing how curious they are, and understanding that they just got here, so they really don't know shit, and they're really just being guided. And it's like, when we think about that, and how our parents used to whoop us for asking questions just out of curiosity and stuff like that, it makes me think like, I had to call her. I had to be like, okay, so my daughter doing this. Now my first initial thought was to, whoop her, because, why you doing this in school? Like, you don't even do this at home, so why you doing this at school? And so my nana, she was just like, no, you scoop down to her level and you talk to her and you tell her, hey, you're a lady, I'm a lady. Us ladies don't act like that. We don't do that. Talk to her as in a way that she understands. Like, if I'm a woman and you're a woman, or if you're a girl, I'm a girl, since you're learning from me, I'm going to show you how to be a little girl. Like, I'm going to show you how to carry yourself so that you're not out here misbehaving, disrespecting, cutting up in class and all of that stuff. And it's like, when I think about that, and it's crazy because when I actually did that, my daughter literally has not been the same ever since. Like, her whole demeanor, child, like, I got a whole new child after that. So it's like, okay, I'm able to see that when I act like a lady and I show my daughter how to be a lady, you know what I'm saying? That I'm thinking like longevity wise, and it makes me think about women. Like, we have to get out of that whole, like, I'm independent, I'm angry. Like, I don't know how many podcasts I don't even watch them anymore, because every woman that I see on a podcast is literally yelling to get their point across. You do not have to yell to get your point across. You don't have to cuss out a man or belittle him to get your point across. So that's why I was like, you know what, when I realized the other day that I'm like really a lady, or I'm really a woman, I was like, oh, I need to really act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not to be that whole pick me shit, because I never understood that anyway. How you gonna call a woman a pick me because she chooses to understand a man and his problems? And us as black women especially should understand out of anybody the struggles that we have, and how hard it is for us to be able to embrace and express our emotions when it comes to this shit. So why are we sitting up here doing this battle, this gender war between each other? I'm not really sure. And I'm not going to be a part of it. So, any women that I see talk down on black men, the black feminine dynamic, you getting blocked, you getting unfollowed, whatever the case may be, because I'm really all about building my community of better version of women, and really building a black family dynamic and a black community that really is active, like, really. And so if you are anything against all of that, I will not fuck with you, and I will not care about it, because what I care about is women really realizing that they're women, and you don't have to be so aggressive. You don't have to be so upset. Like, I really wish I would heal y'all traumas and stuff. But anywho, going to the video that I made not too long ago, where, I was really saying, I don't I don't know how you women that do talk about y'all being independent and stuff, how y'all can be so okay with that and go outside being as vulnerable as you are, especially if you a single mother and you just out here walking freely like we ain't getting snatched from left to right. Baby, I want my protector by my side. I don't even like to leave the house because I have a little girl. And we cute. Okay, we cute. So so I'm not about to like if I go somewhere, it's literally up the street. Like I don't do that. Like I understand the importance of having a man in the picture because he is your protection. Like he's the protector for a reason. So it's like we I don't know, in today's society women are too comfortable with just, with that. And I'm not. Just like I'm not going outside the country on no girls trip with just girls. If I go outside the country, I'm going to go with my man because he's my protector. That's how a lot of y'all be going across the damn seas and overseas. I said across the damn seas, overseas, and be getting snatched up and not coming back. It's wild out here. Like, y'all think this shit a game. It's not. What about learning about your culture from an older person? I can give you wisdom. I do that already. That's why I have a father. Like I'm about to say, my dad. Me and my dad is like this. I'm about to say me and my dad is literally. I'm a daddy's girl. Okay, I'm a diehard daddy's girl. I call my daddy about all my problems. And my daddy, I love that he is so authentic and he's wise because he gonna give me the real whether I want it or not. Like I'm a that hard daddy's girl, like always been. So I'm about to say thank you though, but yeah, I'm about to say like I don't have many males in my family. Like literally, it's a lot of girls, but the ones that I do have, because I have more males on my dad's side, but I grew up more so on my mom's side. So, and on my mom's side, it's literally like my grandfather and my uncle, but my uncle is like 30. And we ain't had one boy since my sister had my nephew, which he's 4. So, so it's like, but the ones that are in my family, they're very protective. Like, they're super protective. Like, when we're out and about, like, they like literally scan, like they be on like I don't know, I don't guess some GI Joe type of shit. I don't know, but I don't. That's why I'm like I don't understand how women are so comfortable with talking down about men as if we don't need them. I be confused because I'm like, well, you can feel that way, but I feel differently. Okay, I feel so different about that. Like I want my protector. I'm not leaving the house without him unless it's some shit that just I'm having like a girls' night or something. But shit, 9 times out of 10 at this day and age, honey, the girls might be in the house. Okay, we be in the house chit chatting. Like we might go out, you know what I'm saying? But even still, I'm sending my man my location. Like I'm that like. Like I don't know. Like everybody's different, but me personally, I'm going to I feel more safe with my protector around me. That's why I'm like, I don't know about y'all in this whole be independent movement, do what you do, but me personally, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, that was way off subject. Like that was way off subject. So anyway, because I was giving motivation and really telling people, you got to learn to take the crookeds with your straights. And that has been my journey these past 3 years when I lived in Atlanta. And so I have learned literally so much in this time frame. And I originally came on here to talk about people really learning to reflect during their journey because, like, literally journal every day because people really sleep on that. But it's like it gives you so much clarity when you journal about your journey because it's when you're going through stuff, like especially like you just getting up going throughout your day and you don't really, and you doing this every single day, and you don't have a moment to yourself to sit down to reflect on where you are, you will tend to run into the same things all the time. You're gonna run into the same cycles. You're gonna literally be thinking the same shit because you are not growing. Like, in order for you to grow, you have to literally sit down and self reflect on yourself and where you are. When you learn to do that, you will mature, you will grow, you will help your mental health. Like, literally sit down and journal. If you don't do nothing else, sit down and journal. But it's to the point where people really don't know how to be sit people really don't know how to sit still long enough to even journal their issues that they have within themselves. They don't even have time to journal about their simple day. And that's unfortunate, because that lets you know how much anxiety we have within our community. Like, literally, did you know it's when you cannot sit still and literally listen to yourself, that is anxiety. When you cannot sit still, we're supposed to be able to sit still, but it's all a mind thing. Like, it's literally your mentality. If you having problems sitting still, you really got to think about what's going on up here. Y'all, my neighbors are like so weird. Like, he just opened his blinds like all the way and then closed it and then all the way. Like, he in a psychic. Okay. I don't know. These folks weird up here. Okay. Like, but no, much gratitude. Like, I'm trying to be as real as I can be, because I feel like it's not a lot of people that really be being real. Like, I feel like a lot of people just make videos for content, and it's like, people gotta understand, like, it's people with real life issues that come on here trying to find answers. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't afford therapy, or they can't afford like some real mental health help. You know what I'm saying? Some people, like, that's why the guy from Express Yourself Black Man. Oh my gosh, if you a black man, you don't know about that podcast, please go follow him on Instagram. I think he got a TikTok. He got a YouTube channel. Please go follow him. He be having therapists on the show. He be giving such a great insight for him to be the age that he is. Like, really. So he was saying how, I guess, I don't know if he experienced something to where he was in a group chat with some other podcasters, and maybe they were talking about some content or some, I don't know what, but he pretty much was on Instagram talking about how the podcasters that people think is these gurus and these mental health advocates and, these relationship gurus, they really be broke. They really be just trying to capitalize off of what's trending. They just really trying to eat. So they give you and say whatever they want you or the audience to hear. And people don't understand that can be really dangerous when you really understand a person's psyche, like their psychology, like your mindset. Like, we're constantly, whatever you feed your two eyes, you're literally embedding and creating in your subconscious mind, whether we know that or not. So that's why I tell people it's important to understand what you feed in your spirit, your mind, and your body, especially your spirit and your mind, because whatever you feed, that your body will start to follow. Everything in physical is automatic, like, literally, it's involuntary. So it's like, when it's kind of like how I talk all the time about emotional eating and emotional consumption, which is really emotional consumption. Whatever you feed your mind, whether it's good or bad, will literally show in your physical. So people who are overweight, who are obese, a lot of them have they're emotional eaters, because emotions literally hold weight. And I'm gonna keep stressing that in every live, because that is a literal problem in the black community. Obesity. That's like, I seen this article not too long ago where it said like 85, I don't know how true that shit is, but it said like 85% of black people are obese. And when you think about that, we are also the most traumatized people as a race, as a community. So it's like when we understand that the foods and stuff that we consume plays a huge role in our mindset, we will really understand what we're feeding into our body. And I be trying not to get on my body all the time, but y'all know I just love the body. I love it. I'm a emotional eater. I eat high quality organic food to make myself healthy and feel good. As you should, but even with you doing that, you got to also make sure that you are still dealing with your emotions. Because, emotion, that's why I say it's not really emotional eating. They will tell you that it's emotional eating because you're able to identify with it physically, but it's really emotional consumption. Emotional consumption is what you see, is what you consume spiritually and mentally. So if you're like a person that's always watching like Meg the Stallion and the dramas and all that, the fighting and stuff, like, you, just because you don't overindulge in eating, you can overindulge in sex, you can overindulge in drugs, you can overindulge in alcohol. It's all types of things. Like, it's really an addiction. It's really a mental disorder. That's what they're not telling people. It's a mental disorder, emotional consumption, because you're consuming on all levels. It's not just your food. It's all levels, because you wouldn't be craving the things that you crave if you weren't thinking and feeling the way you were feeling. All is spirituality. It's oneness. Everything is literally oneness. Spirit, mind, emotions, body. It's all oneness. So, so yeah, emotional consumption. Like, literally, I'm literally gonna do like a whole, on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna do like a whole live stream about it. Like, I've been making PowerPoints and shit and finding case studies and stuff like that, because that's really, like, I don't know, like, people get offended when you talk about people being overweight, but it's like, how many people do you know as a kid be like, I want to grow up and be obese? None. Nobody is literally out here just like, okay, I want to be fat or I want to be out of shape. Nobody is saying that, but when you have a conversation like this with people, they get offended. But the only reason they're getting offended is because it's triggering. A lot of people do a lot of things because it's triggering. Y'all notice around the holiday season time, that's when the most people get heart attacks, the most people get sick, the most traumas happen around holiday season, because again, with us being, especially black people, having the most traumas, we get our most traumas from our family dynamic. That's why I stress to people all the time, like, family dynamic. Like, if you literally want to heal, like, as a collective, you got to heal your family, like your home, like the one you was raised in. No matter how traumatized, just dysfunctional it may be. Like, I come from a family who was fighting literally every holiday. Like, literally, somebody was in there arguing, somebody was in there fighting. Like, we could never been like be in one, have one good day of just family function. Like, somebody was always getting into it. Like, you talking to somebody who I done battled with my own addictions for like almost 3 years. I was smoking blacks 5 times a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all your emotions, it's all your mind. And to come from that and to be a woman who don't smoke at all no more. I don't smoke at all no more. Um I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy. Like, I don't eat none of that stuff because I understand the effects it had on my mind. When you can grab control of your mind and control your thoughts, control what you see and hear, you good. You good. That's the real freedom. That's the real freedom. When you got freedom of your mind, when you can think freely, you really got the biggest freedom of there anyway. And then once you start to think freely, you start to look everywhere else around yourself, like your community, and you start to want to be free, like physically too. Like, as far as the system, like, you want to get out of the system. Like, I'm talking about, like, you want to you want to get so financially free, not even financially free, like, you just want to be free from the housing, the schools, the media. Like, you want to start creating, you want to start being self-sustaining. That's what people got to understand. They can't see, a lot of people cannot see the change that a lot of us black leaders are trying to do, because your mentality is not where it's supposed to be because of what you are consuming. It's emotional consumption, not emotional eating. We have to turn the narrative on that. And I'm going to keep preaching on that shit until people really get it, because it's like you got people who, like, I don't know how many times I don't know, like, wings and shit in Atlanta is like the thing. I don't know how many times a man will try to talk to me and he over here trying to take me to go get some hookah and some wings. I don't smoke, and I damn sure don't eat meat. I don't do none of that shit. So I just thought it was always weird that men would always offer that. Like, is that the bare minimum now? It's weird. But I just wanted to say that, like, cause it's too much shit going on to where we can be doing better. Hello, we can be doing better as a community and really building, because I had a beautiful class today. Like, a beautiful class today. It was in Atlanta. Um it's this guy, or this organization. They're called Kinder's Garden, and he teaches people how to create their own institution through agriculture, because if we can control the food, we can control our community. He who controls the food, the entertainment, the everything, they have the real power, but we don't understand that. But this guy, his name is, ooh, I'm not gonna fuck up his name, but Kinder Garden. He literally teaches you how to be a eco entrepreneur. So he teaches you how to garden. He teaches you how to build your own school, get land and all of this stuff. And I think that is the most beautiful thing you can do, because people really sleep on agriculture. And one thing that agriculture teaches you is, when you start to garden and you start to build that in your community, you're building your culture through gardening. Gardening is like connecting with earth is literally like one of the best teachers you can have. Literally dealing with live food, plants, all of that. You're living, plants and shit are living, so you're able to connect and get and receive information from that, whether we know that or not. It's a reason you have soles on your hands, on your feet. You get that and connect to dirt and all of that stuff, and just you connecting with earth, connecting with nature, is sending you serotonin, which is the happy hormone. So it has been studies that shown that gardening or agriculture is literally improves your mental health. And imagine if we have several of those communal gardens in our communities. People will start building, building that connection. They'll start, pouring into each other, feeding each other. You don't have to rely on the system for stuff. We stand here, we worry about breast milk and food and all of that shit. We know the problems. We have the solutions. We just have to be practical. But ain't nobody ready to talk about that. But I'm about to go in the house because I got some journaling to do and I got some research to do. So with that being said, family, I will talk to y'all later. And because I gotta get out my car, I've been just sitting here and that was just on my mind to just share my journey so far, because it has literally been a journey, and I'm really thankful and grateful to have gone through it, because it has definitely humbled me in many ways. So with that being said, family, peace and harmony. I will catch y'all later.